Saludos con nosotros en exclusiva el presidente de Estados Unidos, Barack Obama, para las noticias UNIVISION Puerto Rico. Thank you, Mr. President, for being with us here in Puerto Rico and UNIVISION Puerto Rico.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. As you well know, Puerto Rico's unemployment rate, real unemployment rate, it runs around the 20%.
Right.
So what fiscal policy you and your administration are willing to implement to attract new capital investment to the island that would generate employment?
Well, first of all, the reason I came here was not only that I made a promise that I'd come to Puerto Rico in my first term in office, but also because I made a commitment that we would work with the people of Puerto Rico day in, day out to improve opportunity and prospects here on the island. That's why we're having an economic summit that's going to be taking place to look comprehensively at strategies to reduce unemployment, increase manufacturing, increase tourism. One of the big opportunities that I think Puerto Rico has is in the clean energy front. That would not only be good for consumers here in Puerto Rico because you bring in about 70% of your oil, and that drives up costs significantly for the people of the island. But it also presents an enormous opportunity for the future, whether it's solar, wind farms. And so we're going to be working with the government here in Puerto Rico, businesses, activists, to find a comprehensive plan that can start moving the island forward.
On that same line, would you consider an amendment to the Jones Act so we could be more competitive and at the same time be able to help our economy?
Well,
we import 70% of our goods.
Right. Resident Commissioner Pierre Luisi has brought this to my attention. We have not had an opportunity to fully study his proposal, but we're going to be looking at it. And I certainly think that in addition to examining how to reduce costs for bringing in goods here to the island, this is also an opportunity for us to look at ways where more things that people use here in the island are actually made here in Puerto Rico, and rather than being imported onto the island. And that can provide enormous employment prospects, and so that'll be part of our overall conversation in terms of economic development.
Do you see Puerto Rico as a hub to Latin America for USA?
There's no doubt that this should be a gateway for Latin America. And as you know, I'm aggressively pursuing expansions of trade. We'll be presenting trade deals with Colombia and Panama very soon before Congress. And for Puerto Rico to position itself so that it is a hub, that a lot of the deals can be made here in Puerto Rico, not only goods being transported, but also servicing trade between Latin America and the United States, I think is enormous opportunity for Puerto Rico.
When you arrived today in your message, you said that when Puerto Rico people come to a clear decision regarding status, you will be at our side.
Yeah.
What is a clear decision for you?
Well, the most important thing on status is the people of Puerto Rico have to decide. It's up to the people here, I think, to make a decision in terms of how they want to relate to the United States. And it is my belief that the process that was put forward by the task force is a good one. It offers a fair, equitable way for making this decision. Once that process has been agreed to and a plebiscite actually takes place, what I'm committed to is to present to Congress a message that it's time for us to resolve this issue. But I've said to representatives of both the statehood side, the Commonwealth side, and others in between, that Congress will not act unless there's some clarity in terms of what Puerto Rico wants. If the island itself is divided, then it's unlikely that Congress is going to be willing to move forward decisively.
Mr. President, what is clarity for the Congress? We're talking about a supermajority?
Well, you know, I don't want to put a number on it because I think it's important for the process here on the island to work its way through. But you know, I think that in order for us to be able to move Congress, there's going to have to be a signal that a solid majority of the people of Puerto Rico want to move in a particular direction.
I don't want to be pushy, but what is a solid majority? 60,
Yeah, but
65?
as I said, I don't want to put a number on it. I think ultimately, I think both the people of Puerto Rico as well as the people in Congress are going to know when they see it. And the most important thing is that there's a sense of legitimacy to the process here in Puerto Rico.
Would your administration compromise or could make a compromise to present guidelines to the Congress so they can implement a status, the status resulting of the voting of the Puerto Rican people? Because we don't have any clear guidelines.
Well, what we've said is that it's for the people of Puerto Rico to make a determination about how they want to resolve this plebiscite issue, that we have put forward one option, which would involve 2 plebiscites, and that can be modified by the people of Puerto Rico. But once that decision is made, the plebiscite moves forward, we're willing to go before Congress. Now, if the plebiscite does not go forward, let's say the parties cannot agree, then what I've said is by the end of 2012, I would be willing then to present to Congress a mechanism that would resolve this issue. But I'd like to give the people of Puerto Rico the first opportunity to make this determination.
For you, Puerto Rico is a territory or a colony?
Well, I think that Puerto Rico has been a territory for quite some time, and the people of Puerto Rico are proud Americans. When I came in, seeing all the service members from Puerto Rico who've made enormous sacrifices in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, to see the flags that were lining the streets as I came in, I think that shows the enormous links between Puerto Rico and the mainland United States.
Is for the Puerto Ricans a real exercise in a plebiscite? Should they consider it a real plebiscite if they don't have any compromise from Congress?
Well, as I said before, what we need right now is a decision that's being made by the Puerto Rican people. And once we have that I think can spur Congress to action.
Even if they don't have guidelines as to what is a state or what is an Estado Libre Asociado or what you are willing to give. They don't have a notion. They know what the parties are willing to give.
Well, I think I've tried to answer this question like 4 times now. So the most important thing is for the people of Puerto Rico to make a decision. It's not for Congress to tell the people of Puerto Rico what it is that they want. It's for the people of Puerto Rico to make a decision about what it is that they believe. And once that is resolved, I think we're going to be able to see progress made.
And before we leave, Mr. President, Oscar Lopez is a political prisoner and been 30 years in prisons, and even the Comisionado Residente Pedro Pierluisi is in favor of his release. Right. Would you consider a presidential pardon for him in any moment?
Well, my understanding is that Mr. Lopez has not applied for either a commutation or a pardon. And if he does apply, then it will go through the normal processes of the Department of Justice. And until that time, it certainly won't come before me. It has to go through the regular processes that all pardons and commutations go through. But let me make a broader point, though, because obviously I'm immensely enjoying my visit here. But this visit of mine, this one day, represents every day my administration engaging with Puerto Rico, my secretaries, my departments, everybody in this administration has shown a greater commitment to engaging all the time with Puerto Rico on safety issues, on economic issues, on environmental issues. And so the main message I have for the people of Puerto Rico is that just as I promised, we have been more committed and more engaged to increasing the links, the exchanges of ideas, and the commitment to making sure that the people of Puerto Rico have opportunity in the future. And so my hope is not only that people are glad that I had a chance to visit, but also understand all the work that's being done on a day-to-day basis to try to improve their opportunities here, and not only for them, but also for their children and their grandchildren.
Thank you for being with us, Mr. President, and allowing us to interview you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.